Hi guys, Murray from Map Golf again. I want to share with you a guy that came in the other week there, and how we went about managing his ball flight. So his bad shot before was something that started near the target and would whip left on him. So almost like a little hook shot. A lot of curvature to the left in the air. That's what he was fighting. This guy plays once every other month. Great move, great swing. Plays other sports, looks very athletic when you'll see the video in a second. But let's have a look at his ball flight. Now these numbers down the left here is the new TrackMan feature called Curve. So it tells me in feet how much the ball's moving in the air. So it's a great parameter to just see how much. Obviously you can visually see in the air, but just to monitor and control is quite a good feature to work through. So we can see his ball flight here. There's that once a month kind of guy that plays. A lot of movement to the left, especially this one. That's 100 feet that's moving. That thing's Bubba Watson style. This thing's whipping in the air. Good shot there. And because he's very from in to out, quite shallow, thins tops, especially with the longer clubs, very common. So we're just managing to control those two quite nicely. But this one here and the next one, that's his typical shot. The next shot you're going to see will be starred. This one here, this is when we start making the changes to his swing. Now I'll tell you in a second what we've done, but we can see a high percentage of his shots are much more towards the target and not nearly as much curve. You hit one bad one that creeps up here in a second. Yeah, this one moved a bit like his old one there. But as a whole, you can see these numbers are much smaller, hardly any movement in the air. And now let's see a swing. A guy that plays once every other month. I'll put it through just so you can see it. This guy moves incredible. Great athlete. Wish he would play more. I'm telling you, I kept telling him this in the lesson. You need to find a way to play more golf because he is very, very good. So what he was doing before was his body was all aligned to the right. He was obviously scared of that ball missing left, so he's just slowly started to edge his way around to the right, and over time he's aiming 25 yards off target, trying to just draw it into the flag, but he was overdoing it. His club face would tend to close down, the ball would start on the target, and then that path is so violently out to the right that the ball was moving up to 100 feet in the air. So we managed to sort his alignment. We educated him on, why the ball's flying the way it is. And then I talked to him about different sports. I said, have you ever played tennis before, or table tennis? His answer was yes. So I related it to like a cut shot in tennis. Now, if you were playing a cut shot in tennis and I have this pole out here, would your racket miss the pole to the left or to the right? And his response was, well, obviously to the left. I'd be cutting across it like a cut spin shot. I said, absolutely. Right. I want you to mirror that feeling in the golf swing. Now, bearing in mind, I told him about the club face. The club face can't be aiming to the left. So we talked a little bit of that and managed that. But it was all feeling based. It was all just he felt like he was hitting these big cut spin shots. And that's what resulted in a ball flight that hardly moved. A soft draw finding the green. So we didn't, a lot of the time when I'm working, we're just managing the ball flight, shaping shots, trying to, work out how to manage your ball flight. If you're hitting a big hook, I want you hitting massive slices, and then you'll meet somewhere in the middle when you come back. So yeah, we weren't caring about, posture issues or, choking down on the club, or, maybe what else would someone talk about? Maybe how this left arm comes away from his body. I mean, that wasn't going to make it enjoyable for him when he came to play once every other month. Aiming down the middle of the fairway or the left side of the fairway and felt as though he was hitting big cuts, almost like the club was traveling towards the left rough, was going to make him hit straighter golf shots for him. So this is more functional for him rather than just trying to, put up another video of a touring pro and try and match him up and make him look all pretty. If I make him look all pretty with a better posture and holding the club maybe higher up and getting that club a bit flatter on the ground, he's still going to hook them. He's still going to hit the miles left. So let's start working on something that's a little bit more functional and relating it to a sport that he can actually understand and start to develop it and own that feeling himself. This was a great lesson. This guy's went from hitting 100 foot hookers to little soft cuts sometimes, and that was the main objective, just trying to straighten out that ball flight. So yeah, let's have a wee look again. So from here, this guy is thinking about, right, I need to be approaching. If I draw a line on, I need to be feeling as though my club is exiting somewhere through here through impact, because it's so used to being away out here. So when it comes down, he's feeling as though this club is exiting further left while maintaining the club face aiming at the target or close to the target. Hit dead straight shots. Really good lesson. So that's why the message I'm trying to hit home to you is really study your ball flight when you're on the driving range or on the course. Really look at your ball flight and start to work out, right, why is it flying that way? Now, if you need, obviously, you need to understand why the ball flies the way it does, and I'm happy to help you on that and educate you on that. But once you know why the ball's flying the way it does, you can start to work on your own feelings to bring it back into play. Like a classic example was Ricky Fowler talking about how when he was on the driving range, he said he was warming up with his irons and he was just hitting big 20-yard hooks with his mid irons. So he's going out there and thinking, right, I'm hitting 20-yard hooks. I don't feel I'm in control of this. So he opens his body, starts trying to feel like he's playing 20-yard slices. And when he comes back to setting up square to the target or whatever he sets up, his preference, it was massively reduced to like a 5-yard draw. He'd gone out of that habit of this hook swing. He didn't realize he was doing it until he started watching his ball flight. Stands up to hit big 20-yard slices, and then he's found himself in the middle when he goes back to his usual setup. So it's about managing your ball flight, which is the big message to hit home here. Obviously, you need to be educated on how you can do this and what parameters you need to have to hit those shots. But I'm happy to go through that with you if you have any questions. But this is a typical lesson here at Cruden Bay Golf Club. Just working on straightening the ball flight. This guy's going to go out next month, or whenever he gets a chance to play, and hopefully hit more greens and more fairways and just enjoy the game more. So any questions, drop me a message, private message me on Facebook or get me on Instagram, or even just send me an email. I'm happy to answer any of your questions. Thanks, guys.